Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chalavet Movies. My name is John and this is going to be an unboxing of these two items, both from Arrow. One of them is from the Arrow sale and also the other one is from the Bird with the Crystal Plumage on 4K. So I'm excited to see what both of these look like. I'll get into the ones from the sale first. I did pick up, I think it was three items, and I was quite surprised by some of the items that I saw on that sale. I had most of the ones that was in the sale, but there was also a couple that I thought, I'll be after them for quite a bit. So I picked them up. I'll show you what they are, and also I'll get into the Bird with the Crystal Plumage. I'll open that up, and also I'll go and compare it with the recent Blu-ray 4K remastered Blu-ray that was released a couple of years ago, and this is the special edition version of it, and see how they both sort of stack up. The first one that I'm picking out here is Cradle of Fear. Now, if you haven't seen this movie, it's kind of like a modern day, it's been out for quite a few years, a modern day anthology movie. It's directed by, I can't remember who it's directed by, but it stars the lead singer out of Cradle of Filth, Danny Filth there. And I remember when it came out, the director who directed this, an English director, had it with the idea that he wanted the film banned. That was his sort of way that he sort of put this premise together. I want this video banned, because he put loads of stuff in there. It's quite graphic actually, to be honest. It's pretty low budget. It is what it is, but I've always liked it. I had it on DVD, and that's one of the ones that you lend to somebody and they say, oh, I'll have a look at that, and you never get it back. Have you been there before? The director was quite upset that it didn't get banned actually, so I thought that's always stuck in my mind when I've watched this film and thought about it. But I've got to admit, as an anthology movie, it's not bad, and you don't see many modern day anthology movies as well. The next one was A Trip to the Moon. Now, I've really been after this for quite a while, ever since I saw it on Horror and Todge's unboxing of this, the special edition. I'll leave a link down to Tony's channel, Horror and Todge, down below. And I've got to admit, I'm really interested in silent movies, as you know, and I want to see what this is all about. I think I have seen this, of course I've seen this before, but I want to know what's on this, and I want to watch all the special features. And it will be probably, I think it's from 1902, and I do think that it's going to be the earliest film I've got in my collection. I don't think I've got any movies that are in the 1800s, although I've seen movies from the 1800s. I think the first movie ever released, first clip ever released, was from about 1888 or something like that. Can you believe it? So I was really wanting to get this. I've never seen this in the wild actually, on the shelves or anything. I missed out on the special edition. It's one of them ones when, as soon as you saw it, when I saw it on Tony's channel, it was gone by that time. So happy to get this on the standard edition. And also the last one is Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Now, I know this has just come out in Criterion, and I was tempted to get it, but I haven't seen it before. I do think that the cast in here sounds really good. I don't know who's Fabulous Entertainment's released this one. I don't know why it's on the Arrow sale as well, but it was there. It was cheap. I was going to get the Criterion, but obviously the Criterion's around about £17. If I don't like the movie, then I haven't really lost too much. I think it was only £6. So that's why I picked these three up, because they were quite good bargains, and I'm either interested in them, I've either had them, or I really needed it but couldn't find it out in the shops. So there you go. That's my Arrow sale titles. Okay, so let's get into this. So The Bird with the Crystal Plumage is one of my favourite Dario Argento films. If you haven't seen it, I do urge you to see it. It's probably one of the first ever giallos. It's a mystery crime drama with a lot of blood and gore in it. It's got all the usual tropes that you would find in a giallo film. And you can more or less say that Dario Argento sort of invented this sort of genre, really, or this style of genre. It really is a stylish film. I've had this film, I think, on DVD. I've had it on Blue Underground, their Blu-ray, which was quite good actually, because the Arrow Blu-ray that got released, the first one, wasn't in the right scope. There was a bit of a problem with the scope on that, so they put that right for the 4K remastered Blu-ray that came out. And so I've owned this film quite a few times. I got rid of the Blue Underground one when I got the Arrow one as well. So I haven't got too many of them. Will I keep the Arrow previous Blu-ray? Probably yes, I probably will. So anyway, here is the 4K version of Bird with the Crystal Plumage. He says, dropping everything in the box. So there you go. So that's the 4K there. It's round about, actually. Is it the same size? Yep, it's the same size. I'm interested to see if I would imagine it would contain all the contents on this release for the extras. So there's the back if you want to take a look at that. And now I believe this isn't there was a limited edition cover, and then there was the regular cover. This is the regular cover. I didn't even know there was a limited edition cover, and when I went on to order my one here, it said that you've missed out on the limited edition. I thought, well, I didn't know about it anyway. I don't mind because I do like this cover, actually. I think it's a really good cover. I think the limited edition one was okay, but yeah, I mean, if you went, imagine if you got the limited edition of this and that, and you would spend a fortune on these things. But I'm happy to get this one because I think it was around about £34, which I think for the presentation, the 4K and everything, I think that's round about the price that I want to pay. So, corner check, box ticked. Right, nurse, scalpel, I'll get this one open. I'll be taking the shrink wrap off here because it's quite loose anyway, so I don't want to keep it on if it's loose because it'll just come flying off the when I put it on the shelves in and out, it will come off. So I'll take that off now and have a look inside the box and see what it is. This is the second Arrow 4K that I've got, the first being Demons, which was absolutely spectacular. It's got the J card there, which I'll take off. J card's quite, you know, it's not important to me to have a J card, if I'm honest. I'll keep it, obviously. I don't like getting rid of them, but sometimes they look much better on the shelves without the J card on, just like that. Now I'm wondering, should I put this in with the other Arrow titles up there, which is up here? Should I put it in there, or should I move it along to where my 4Ks are? I don't know, because my Arrow Demons 4K is in. I might put it next to it. We'll see. I like to have uniformity on my shelves, as you know. Okay, so what's inside here? So there's your box. Lovely hard box, of course, which is Arrow is quite, I think they didn't invent it, but I think they're the ones who utilised it first. Get some lovely artwork in there. I love the colour palette of this as well. Kind of ties in with that one as well. Now I don't know if this particular image here is from the original poster. It might be, but I don't know. This film was from 1970. Like I say, it's the first of Dario Argento's Animal Trilogy, it's called, because there was Bird with a Crystal Plumage, there was Cat o' Nine Tails, which is coming out in 4K from Arrow, and the one that nobody really talks about in the Animal Trilogy is Four Flies on Grey Velvet. I would this is alright, this version here from Shameless, but I would love this one to get somebody get a hold of it in the UK and put a really good. Arrow would be brilliant to have this one out. I think it's probably in a rights issue battle or whatever, but this one would be the one I would really like to see Arrow tackle next. If they could get their hands on it, would be absolutely amazing, because it's like I say, it's good, but it's nowhere near half as good as these ones getting released by Arrow. So in the box you get this poster, which I'll open up. Double-sided poster as well. Always nice to see that. Really heavy cardboard, like card should I say. You get this poster on here, which is the box poster there. Lovely image that. And also you get an original movie poster as well. Great to see that. I mean, look at that. That's a brilliant image that I remember. If you think you are being followed home from this movie, keep telling yourself that it's all in your mind. Because I would imagine this is one of the movies that's brought stalking into the public consciousness. Somebody getting stalked down alleyways. This movie's big on that. There's your booklet, and it's how many pages is this? If it tells you, 58 pages. Yes. You get lots of text, lots of pictures. Like I say, when I saw this movie, I knew it was good, knew it was going to be good, but it's an absolute masterpiece, it has to be said. If you're a fan of giallo and you haven't got into this, like literally the first ever giallo, well, the first ever modern day giallo, there was giallos before this, but I think this is the one that sort of took it to the next level. So yes, so that's a booklet, lovely thick booklet, and also you get the 4K as well. So does the 4K have flippable art? Yes, it does. Yeah, I think it's exactly the same. So I might flip that, but I don't know at this point, because no, I think I will flip it, because I have got, if I ever get rid of the Blu-ray, I'll have this flippable art. And also if I get this this, I do flip the art if it's got like the other art on it, if it's got other art on it. So if you're looking at this particular edition, you will see the other art on here. Now I know this art isn't the art that's on the other version, actually it's a different art completely. So yes, so in here you get art cards as well, and you get your disc there, the 4K bird with the crystal plumage. This is well, it will be region free, because all Blu-rays, all 4Ks to a certain extent, are region free. So if you get this, you will be able to play this anywhere in the world. And your art cards are, you also get this advertisement for a movie called The Stylist. Now I've never heard of this one at all, if I'm honest. So on the back of the art cards you get that image, and the art cards are, I'll not pronounce the Italian title because I can't, or I can, but very badly. Nice art cards here, very heavy duty cardboard. Like I say, this movie did sort of take knife play to a bit of a new level in 1970. This wasn't something you saw very often, and I think that's why it became a big hit in when it got released. This is a good image actually. Now this sort of gives you a little bit of an idea of what the movie is about. If you don't know, a brief synopsis of the movie is that this guy is inadvertently witnesses a murder, or what he thinks is the murder, or is it a murder, or what happened in it, because he watches through an art gallery and he's locked outside, so he can see everything that goes on, but he can't actually get in to the art gallery. You can just witness it all, and then the whole rest of the movie is him trying to piece together what he's actually seen, and how he actually gets to find out who did it. Very interesting like story to go with it. Okay, so I'm going to have a look at this one, I'm going to compare it to the Blu-ray, and then I'm going to tell you what I think about it. So comparing these two together, bearing in mind this is a 4K restoration on the Blu-ray, the 4K on here is a, shall we say, a subtle uptick. I wouldn't say it was jaw-dropping. It is absolutely amazing, but because I've seen the Blu-ray, the 4K remastered Blu-ray, I kind of half know what to expect. Now this here is the best it's ever looked. It looks absolutely amazing. The black levels in here are really stand out. The HDR on here is amazing. It does, obviously it's a 70s film, so all the 70s stuff that they've got on the clothing does really stand out. It's very gaudy, it's very 70s-ish, it's very prime colours. So that's a good thing. The audio itself is a lossless one channel audio, now DTS. Now it's not great, but bearing in mind when it came from 1970, low budget film, it was never going to be sort of Dolby surround, although the disc is in Dolby Vision, Dolby Vision plus 10. So it does have that extra little sort of thing about it. Bear in mind I'm looking at this at my 4K player on my 4K TV, but it hasn't got, it's not like an OLED or anything like that. So, and it looks pretty spectacular on that. You're getting a really high bit rate with this movie as well. I do think at first glance you do get a few more extras on here than you do on the Blu-ray, because when it come up with the extras page, it looked like there was more on it than was on the Blu-ray extras page. The dark scenes at night really stand out. The colours really stand out on people's clothing. So you've got to say again that it comes down to a thing of HDR on these things really are the star. So would I recommend that you pick this one up? Yes, I would. I do think that Arrow have sort of released the definitive version of Bird with a Crystal Plumage. Now, would you sort of keep both of them together? Well, to be honest, that one, this one here has got the DVD and the Blu-ray in. I didn't think the DVD was in here. So I kind of got all formats covered by these two box sets, and the box sets are really good. Although I did notice, and I didn't realize this, in this set you do get the ARC cards, the same ARC cards that are in the 4K set. Now I do think that's a little bit, they could have put some other ARC cards in there, because really when you're paying, you know, for these movies, you do want something that's a little bit different. Although you do get that amazing booklet, you do get, actually I'm going to say amazing booklet, I'm going to look at this one here and I'm going to say yes, the booklet's different. Yeah, it's a different booklet in here. I was thinking to myself, has it got the same booklet in it? It hasn't got the same booklet in. Although you do get a double-sided poster with probably the original poster on there, but you do get the poster of this box here. So it is different. I'm not saying it's too close, but I could have done with different ARC cards in. But anyway, saying that, I'm very happy to have this. Also coming soon is going to be, or next month is going to be, Cat and Nine Tails, which is another great early Argento masterpiece, which I think on reflection this one will probably look better. Cat and Nine Tails does look nice, but it doesn't always look as good as Bird with Crystal Plumage, but that remains to be seen. But there you go. So that's the review and the comparison of on the unboxing of this 4K movie and compared it to the DVD. Sorry, the Blu-ray. I should have checked out the DVD as well to see what that was like. It might have been an original DVD and not the 4K remastered DVD. Okay, so thanks for watching. You take care, and I will see you on the next video, which will definitely be something to do with 4K. I've done them, but every time I do one, something comes in the post, and I think I'll have to look at that. Okay, and you probably will get a full review of this movie when I watched it. The same with Dead and Buried as well. Okay, so thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.